Did you take the brownies home?
I left them because there's a few.
I was already gonna get upset. You saw that?
LaShawn, I see you sent me a lot of stuff to sign. I'm on it.
I don't know what their deal is. Like one day they'll send a hardly anything, and then the next day it's a lot of a lot of stuff.
This is for late people. Oh. Late people sit there.
Hey, we're gonna start on time. All right, ASAP. Hey, how's it going? Okay, I was like, she doesn't look her happy self. Oh, all right, we're about to start docket this morning, but I'll text you and let you know when I'll be arriving. All right, thanks. Well, have a good sleep. Okay, bye-bye. Okay. See, I only get the, she is happy. Let me show you. Because you know, yeah, because see this one, I'm like, what's going on? Yep, no tears. Because you know, she's such a happy baby. So when she's not happy, I want to know what's going on. Good morning. Yes, there's a recall. Do you need a copy of it? And Vashon, I'm signing all of the paperwork now. So they tell me. So let's not turn it into a difficult Monday. These are the rules of the court. When your name is called, please let me know that you're here. Otherwise, I'm going to assume you're not here and a warrant may be issued for your arrest. To all of the attorneys, I am trying to keep the middle section of the courtroom, the well of the courtroom, as least congested as possible. So if you want to approach, you need to first get your file from the clerk. And then once the clerk gives me the file, just have a seat and I'll call you up in the order of appearance. Also, if you need to confer with the state, just grab your file, hand it to the state, and then please have a seat and the state will call you as soon as they're ready to confer with you on your case. This is the way we keep it as least congested as possible. For all of you who are here for jury trials, we do have juries coming up, so you will be going to jury trial. Anthony Whitley. Anthony Whitley. Stephen Velasquez. Stephen Velasquez. Romaldo Martinez. Ooh, we're not starting off very well this morning. Brenda, it's going to be a difficult Monday for some people. Joshua Carroll. Joshua Carroll. Ernest Teeler.
Present.
Thank you. Alberto Trevino. Anthony Whitley. Anthony Whitley. Desiree De La Fuente.
Good morning, Your Honor. She's on her way. She informed me that she's going to be attacked and late, and it's going to be a plea this morning. We'll get it off the docket today, Judge.
All right, thank you. Chris Gonzalez. Joshua Carroll. Cornelius Johnson. Thank you. Mark Burciaga. Mark Burciaga. Brandon Sierra. Daryl Moore. Daryl Moore. Ryan Alvarado. Kenan Brown. Kenan Brown. Christine Garcia. Looks like we're gonna take up 2 rows instead of 1. Matthew Salazar. Matthew Salazar. Carlos Gonzalez. Rudy Martinez. Rudy Martinez. Rodolfo Del Bosque.
Here, Your Honor.
Thank you. Marcus Bennett.
Present, Your Honor.
John Arredondo. John Arredondo. Chelsea Monk. All right, is there anyone whose name was not called or you walked in late? Yes, we'll start over here, blue shirt. What's your name?
Demetri Jackson.
Dimitri Jackson.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and you, sir?
Matthew Salazar.
And standing behind here, who are you?
Daria McKinney.
What's the first name?
Daria.
Okay.
Salazar's on page 12.
Which page?
Page 12 for Salazar.
All right, Mr. Salazar, take a seat in this front row here, please.
Excuse me, Your Honor. Your name, Salvador Medina.
I'm sorry, what's the name?
Salvador Medina.
All right, so Dimitri Jackson, Doria McKinney, and Salvador Medina, if you'll approach the clerk and we'll see if you're on the docket for today. All right, to all attorneys, if you have someone who's in custody, just let the deputy know to bring them out. Yes, sir.
Jason Salazar, you may call this name. He's in jail.
Oh, I didn't call the inmates who are in jail. So if you need your client brought out, just let the clerk know, okay? I'm sorry, let the deputy know. You're welcome.
Oh, okay.
All right, Lupe, can you give him a reset form just so he'll know? Excuse me, he's gonna give you a form.
Their files, I think are in. Okay.
Carlos Gonzalez? Johnson Cornelius?
He's present.
Rudy Martinez? Rudy Martinez?
Ronaldo
Martinez?
Thank you, Judge. You have a
You're
good day.
welcome, you too.
I have Ryan Alvarado.
Matthew Salazar?
You say Ryan Alvarado?
Ryan Alvarado.
Who is that? Let me check.
Brandon Sierra.
Oh, yeah.
M.R. Simpson.
This is exactly what. Okay.
Oh, not sure. Salvador.
What's your birthday?
Oh, 08/99. Yes, sir.
Pre-hearing cases, unindicted. I know we're gonna do.
Yes, sir.
You're pre-indicted here.
I'm not.
You have.
I don't have a court date.
But you're waiting indictment, once you get indicted. you get court.
Okay,
So you're
so,
good. So, no court order.
so what do I wait for?
Just wait for what's
I don't know
coming
if they
back.
bring those files or not.
And you could call us whenever you want.
Okay,
Let us know when just the court date.
okay, I got you. And make sure you have your correct address,
Okay,
because otherwise the postcard will be going to a different address.
okay, and if,
Okay.
Two one seven.
I Street, the letter I.
Number one.
No, oh yeah, no.
Okay, I wanna go in the back and.
All right, thank you.
That way, there's a row out and around.
Okay. Hey,
Just up here.
they left me hanging.
Oh, they'll be back.
Cornelius Johnson. Yes, sir. I'm following orders.
I appreciate that.
Who's your client? Who's your client?
Jason.
Matthew Salazar?
No.
what do you think about the horns taking those Louisiana kids?
Now you're just being mean.
I've waited a long time.
You've been waiting.
We've been doing it a long time. I just think about you though.
Oh.
right, who's here on Ryan Alvarado? And where's Ryan Alvarado? You need to come up.
I have these cases sent for today.
Yes.
Brenda,
Brenda, what page is Ryan Alvarado on?
You see on there, it's set for today.
Yeah.
Those three cases are set for today.
Yes.
Ryan or
But
Lewis?
but you don't.
Uh,
seem to
it's
have it
Ryan
on your
Alvarado.
docket.
I don't. Oh, my name wasn't on the
Well, it's
list.
the first hearing, first one. The cases happen when they're one.
Oh, page 11.
All right, thank you.
you.
All right, no, where are we on the
Judge,
pretrial
he's been-
diversion?
Yes, Judge, he's been accepted into the pretrial diversion program. We're just waiting for the paperwork to come through to sign off on the agreement. They're a bit back, what I understand, so we've just been on standby.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 30-day reset on Ryan Alvarado, please.
I can do. I can do August 2nd.
All right, it'll be August 2nd. Just get a reset form from Ms. Ferguson.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Yeah, give me 1 second. No, that's gonna be a moment.
Zero 430 2004.
Cornelius Johnson. Thank you, thank you.
No second. Don't bring it back.
All right, so everyone, we're trying to keep the well as least congested as possible. So for the attorneys who were not here at 9 a.m., Adam Cobbs, just grab your file and give it to the prosecutor, then take a seat and they will call you up as soon as possible. Thank you, Mr. Cobbs.
Thank you, Ron.
All right, what is happening with this case?
Judge, I'm meeting with the victim in my office today at 1:45. I think we're both willing to work the case out. I just need to speak to her a little more. And go over some stuff with her before conveying an official offer. We've given an offer, but I think after speaking to her, we'll be able to come up with an offer.
And one other issue, Judge, is I didn't look,
Thank you.
and I know the state's gonna be looking, there may be one missing body cam video. We just need to make sure of that.
Yes, Judge, and when I was speaking to the detective and officer last week, that's how we found out about the video. They were supposed to check to see if it was still available. I haven't heard back from them yet.
All right,
Our main witness in this case, Judge, lives in California. He said he's available, if this does go to trial, he's available the week of the July 19th or sometime in August.
all right. Ms. Ferguson,
Yes.
on Cornelius Johnson, can I have this back for jury trial the week of July 18th?
It will be the 19th.
All right, so July 19th will be your plea deadline date and your jury trial date. So if Mr. Johnson, if an agreement is not reached, what will end up happening is you will go to jury trial on that date. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form and then you are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Who's here on Renee Lopez?
I am, Your Honor. Bingo.
Okay. Is this set for today?
It is not set today, Your
All right, did you confer with the state?
Honor. Not really, but I will.
All right, please do confer with them on your motion, please. Thank you. You can file these the way they're completed. Just leave that one there.
Yeah.
Okay, you're pre-indicted. So you're waiting for the pre-indicted, so you can use for or you could yeah, of course, for the mail. Also, you still live at 61?
Yeah, what's the apartment number?
61 now?
Yeah.
Okay, they'll send you a postcard in the mail. It's not wrong, huh?
So it's not
No, quick, but. The comments the long say.
So they'll give you a new ticket.
They'll send you a postcard in the mail for 4 days, and also nothing wrong for you to call once in a while.
Okay, all right.
You're good.
So like every 2 weeks.
Whenever you want.
Yeah.
That's me.
There you go.
Is Janelle's still, is that case still open or is that case closed?
That's all.
Just want to be sure all the paperwork's there. Oh, I mean, like they say, it, we did it online. Do I take the process?
Not the same.
What? Had Gary McKinney said today. I talked to Marcus, he just went, I guess, it was like a pre-indictment setting.
Oh, it's pre-indictment?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just want
Yeah, you're right. No, just as long as you
I remember correctly. And at the point in that work, it happened outside of the-
Normal.
They sent me.
We didn't have to do it.
Check, when is Jamel and Ms. Bruce set for trial?
We said it the rest of the.
Okay, all right, thanks. Okay.
This is on the 19th.
All right, why is it in our court when it has other cases on the 227th listed on that?
And they've been transferred to our court. We have to load it in.
All right. And when is it set?
Oh, matter of fact, we need to be
I don't
transferred.
think so.
They haven't tried to first case again.
All right,
It's set on the 9th, it's on the July 19th.
okay.
Oh,
It's just
hold on.
on the-
Yes, July 19th.
All right.
Yes, for indictments, we're doing the 621, so we need to transfer.
Okay.
Okay. Dispensation of obligation.
All right, who's here on Ernest Teeler? All right, here you go. Yeah, and wait for them to show up. Renee Lopez. Who's here for Renee Lopez? Oh, you confirmed?
Judge, well, we're done.
Okay,
I'm gonna need a hearing, Your Honor.
all right, where's Renee Lopez?
Probably at home.
All right, so this can be set for a hearing. See Ms. Ferguson about a date.
As soon as possible, Judge, with the exception of right now.
Yes, with the exception of right now. Normally, you can schedule this with Judge Angelini if everybody's available for that.
Judge Macro. I'm still waiting on the voucher to get paid. I'm still waiting on the voucher to get paid
Oh,
on Smith
why
from like
not?
2 months ago.
You should check because I know I signed it.
Uh-huh.
Check with the clerks to see where it is.
Probably.
Did he put a stop payment on it himself?
I was thinking it was still sitting on your desk.
No, I signed everything, but check with the clerks to see if it's.
Nicole last night going, we got vacation coming. What did you do? I said, you know, I can give you her number. She's like, but I'm not getting it. Anyway. No, I think it got sent over. I mean, I think it finally made its way back from
Well, just double check and see.
Roberson's committee.
Yeah, but double check and see because I signed them immediately.
Okay, and then I'll get the hearing date from Norma on Lopez.
Yes.
Okay, thank you,
We
Judge.
already had the hearing date.
Yes,
For
I mean-
7/8.
Get anything like within the next couple of days, because he actually started, Sunday. He's already missed one session.
We go. Next 4 days.
Judge, can we do this tomorrow? Or?
the reason I ask is it's a 10-week X course. Sunday was the first one. And of course, he called me Friday. I'm like, I can't get it done that quick. So he's missed one of 10 weeks. Right now, I think the proposed date is July.
Let me see your motion.
This is the motion, and this is the kind of a better clarifying letter that he
What
sent.
is he charged with?
I think it's ABI second, I believe.
It's a VPO assault.
VPO?
Well, violation of condition.
We had a hearing on this guy back in December. Michael,
Okay,
can you hear
see
me
the
okay?
file on Renee Lopez?
I think we had a hearing back
Okay,
in
you can
December.
close.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the line. Like the line they have, see the line? No, see the
Right here,
line.
Oh, you want me behind the
Yeah. You very close.
She's about to travel, so she's doing extra.
I'm trying to travel too, but I can't afford it.
It's, do you have the file on Renee Lopez, the court's file?
No, because you had it when you called. the judge.
Okay.
If, let me know if you want me to address anything.
All right, so state you're not in agreement to his going on this retreat, correct?
Correct.
All right. Why not?
Just because of the nature of the offense, Judge, we're talking about him being out in places that necessarily are going to be not as open to the public. And so, we have concerns about the victim's safety. I could proffer to the court that she's been a named victim in multiple cases with him. All have been dismissed for missing witness. So we have concerns about the victim's safety and her cooperativeness and kind of a combination of those factors.
All right, so let me ask you all this, and we're not on the record yet, but I'm trying to see if I can make a ruling, if you feel comfortable with me making a ruling without your client being present, because you're telling me that it's an emergency situation as far as time constraints. So I see that he's on partial GPS already. What is the partial GPS for? What is he allowed to do?
Yeah, so I think he was issued full GPS, and don't quote me on these dates, full GPS back in either December or somewhere right around in that time frame. So he's had GPS for
Your
7 months.
motion said he's on partial GPS.
Right.
So is he on
And
full
we filed,
GPS?
and it should be in there, we had previously filed a motion to go from full to partial.
No, I don't have that in my file. The only thing I have is what you just filed. And what you just filed, it says that he is on
It's not in the
partial.
court's file?
No.
The, my previous motion?
No,
Judge, do you have a cause number?
yes, it is 2022-5205.
Well, we had a hearing, Zoom, the court moved it from full to partial. And I think that was done in December.
All right, can you look that up? For some reason, that motion is not in here. I don't know why it's not. It's 2022 CR 5205. And I'm assuming maybe this was done pre-indictment.
You just got it done.
No, the motion that you
Oh,
previously
yes,
presented, that was
under
pre-indictment. Yes, but it should still be in this file and it should be on the system.
There's a motion that was filed November 29, 2021.
That sounds about right.
I have it, but I found it, Judge.
Yeah, why isn't that motion in the
It
file?
was pre-diamond judge at the time, so it's in the system.
Okay.
360. I could print it out. though.
All right, thank you.
So he was on partial for work, and it was Monday through Friday, and the motion to that you granted was to extend his availability to work to Saturdays. And I can explain this for you.
Oh, he's free,
Okay.
but thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it looks like November 3rd, he made bond with full GPS. I filed a motion to allow him to work. Court granted that on a Zoom hearing.
So state, it appears that this is a men's retreat at church. So,
And I've been to an action retreat, Judge. I understand that it's men's attendance, but it doesn't mean preclude that when they're not attendees, but they might drop off things. They might, the nuns are at Mary Corner. They go to a very nice company film as well. But there's women in and out, from my experience.
So, yeah, I mean, he's asking to attend. I've never been to one, but he's on GPS. We're gonna know exactly where he is.
okay, so what are we doing? It's Von Army and then Macedonia, Texas. I said on your, in your
In the email,
document to
yeah.
me,
it's got
it
some-
is Von Army and Macedonia, Texas, or McDonough, Texas. Where's McDonough, Texas?
no way. And I
What
did-
county? Here's a quiz. What county? Does anyone know where McDonough?
I think.
Thank you. Thanks, Brenna.
I spell it.
Macdona. I never heard of
That
McDonough.
almost sounds like Macedonia.
Mhm.
And it sounds like the exit retreat, according to the email, occurs in a couple of different locations.
So knowing about this, so he's on the team is what I'm understanding, because if you are just a regular participant, then you just go to the retreat. It sounds like he is on a team. Those meetings are 10 weeks. I don't know why that can't be done over Zoom. And then the actual retreat itself, from my understanding, was at Mary Cordian, which is here, located here in Bear County. It's off Calabro Road.
Okay, he said they are no longer broadcast via Facebook.
I think that's the church services, Judge.
Okay.
Not the 10 weeks that he's asking to go in person to the, for lack of a better term,
Yeah.
like.
I didn't get the
team
impression
building.
he could do it actually retreat by Zoom. But
I always wonder,
I did mention this
People-
to Michael. I'm not aware of any violations for 7 months, if that helps.
all right, well, I always wonder, people tend to want to practice their faith when they're on GPS, but prior to GPS, nobody's practicing their faith or they're doing it randomly. Like I've never heard of anybody prior to GPS going to church every Sunday, but maybe that's just me. I don't know.
It looks like it's just like a little town, but still part of Bear County.
Okay, I've never heard of that little town. What is
You talking about?
McDonough or
Donna's
McDonough?
over there by,
Like
1604 and on the way to La Coste where the shrimp ranch is. It's not a city, it's just a little neighborhood that.
Yeah,
in
it
Bear
says
County.
it's placed in Bear County.
What is the population? I knew I could count on Charles Block. What is the population?
Population of 559.
Okay, thank you, Charles
He's
Block.
not gonna be
And
around a
Brenda?
whole lot of people then.
Well, your client will have to be here, so we'll have to have a hearing with your client here, because just based on this, the email, I'm not inclined to grant it.
I understand. So is there a way to get a hearing tomorrow?
We have jury trials tomorrow. I'll tell you what, if you can check in this afternoon just to see where we are with the jury trial, then I'll be able to let you know if we can do it tomorrow.
Oh, I can do that, Judge.
All right, thank you.
And-
Don't get rid of that file, just leave it here.
can I make a copy of that email?
Yes.
Okay. Because it does have communications between you and us, so
Yeah.
I'd
Yes.
rather it not wind up.
Oh, and if you want to, can you just return him the email?
I'll bring it the exact one tomorrow, though.
Okay, sure. Well, no, come back this afternoon and see if we can take you tomorrow.
You want a copy of this? No. Yes.
All right,
No,
so
that
just
way
come back this
You can
afternoon.
reference it again if need be.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Judge. My excuse.
Yes, always good seeing you, Mr. Cobb.
Judge, a pleasure is all mine. I look forward to coming to your court whenever I can.
Oh, well, thank you. We'll just stop by. We're always open 9 to 5, during the week.
Norma, I'll shoot you a text. Thank you.
No, nobody's approaching.
Do I ask them or don't ask them?
To attorneys, if y'all need to approach the court, just grab a file from the clerk. Otherwise, everyone, please confer, because we are taking our break exactly at 12 p.m.
It's hard to call people, so.
Yesterday, he lost his car. He was walking. Back to where he knows he knew. I'm not going to share. Sad yesterday. He's been such a good guy all this year.
Yes.
I represent Mr. Carroll. He's been on your docket for a long time.
Yes.
He's never missed court.
Mhm.
We spoke on the phone yesterday. He lost his warehouse job. He's fallen on hard times. He's walking and riding his bike everywhere.
Mhm.
He knows about court this morning. I don't have his phone number with me, and I don't know where he is. So I'm going to step aside. If he shows up, I'll come back.
Okay, I'll give him.
I expect him to show up. I'm shocked that he's not. I mean, he's always been here.
Okay, I'll give him till 11:50.
Okay, that's
All
fine.
right.
That's fair.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
You have me excused until then, and to see if you, okay.
Hi.
PSI that's at 1 on Thursday, Zachary Warren, that's still supposed to go, right? Or is that gonna get moved?
It's gonna be, we need to move it in the morning, but just let me see how this trial thing goes. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
I feel like then limiting that, that case, the last name of it. This one.
And anything else you should have to be part of it, I'll give you Sarah's questions. Arrested on the first case, and then when they arrested on the subsequent case that makes it continue, they'll transfer the first incident into the second charge. It was just the first incident. No, this is one of them. So if you look, see there's two different things. One is so what happened is it's a misdemeanor.
I did have it on the sticky. We had it on the sticky.
Yes. And so close this case out.
No, that's set for today. Okay.
Yeah, but then it's paperwork is done or is not done?
Yeah. Say we're very clear. It is not done anything.
right, Samuel Rodriguez,
Man, first.
there's a line,
I'm sorry.
the
Okay.
line, no, behind you.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Rodriguez.
Hello, Mr. Rodriguez.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. So what's going on with this case?
Judge, it's the first setting. I'd like to review discovery a little bit more and talk to the client. They've made an offer for a pretrial diversion. I think we're gonna work it out, but he says a friend allowed him to get in. I'd like to try to call his friend, see if I can get in touch with him. If you can give me one more setting.
Emma, do you see what
This
case?
is Samuel.
Yes.
It's on the recall.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Samuel Rodriguez, can I have a 3-week reset date, please?
26.
All right, we're gonna bring you back on July 26th. Just get a reset form from Ms. Ferguson.
Yes, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to see it.
All right, who's here on Del Bosque? And where's Mr. Del Bosque? All right, good morning, Mr. Del Bosque. Thank you for being on time and dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you.
All right, so what is happening here? I saw that an offer was tendered and today is the plea deadline date.
Yes, Judge. So I was recently retained. My notice of appearance was filed yesterday. Part of the reason for my late entry into the case is Mr. Del Bosque was neither informed of the plea nor of the plea bargain deadline, is what my understanding is.
No, he would have been. And let me explain to you why. Because when I bring attorneys come up, I have their client come up as well. And I tell them when their plea deadline date is. I tell every defendant, this is the date for your plea deadline date. So on May 24th, I was informed that all discovery was tendered, an offer was tendered, and I put in the file that June 28th was the plea deadline date. All right.
I'm not going to belabor the case, Judge, but I do need time to get up to speed, review all the videos, and see if they actually match the written reports or not. Labs are in, so I know that we're good to go there. I see the police report. I saw the full criminal history in there. The only thing I haven't had a chance to review are those videos.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 3-week reset on Del Bosque, please?
26.
July 26th is your plea deadline date. This is the last time I'm going to extend it. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
When is your plea deadline date?
26.
The 26th of,
July.
yes.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you need to get a reset form for Ms. Ferguson. And Ms. Ferguson, on that reset form, could you put July 26th plea deadline date, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Judge.
Judge, may I approach?
Do you have a file?
It was just put up there, I believe.
Just give me a moment. Yes.
Judge, I've got Chris Gonzalez on the docket for this morning. I filed a motion for continuance. We are going to be picking a jury in the 227th in just a few moments. They're supposed to be walking in at 10 o'clock.
My understanding on this case, that this was down for a PTD, is that not the case?
Judge, at the last setting that we had, so there's a pro tem on this case out of Fort Worth. And the last setting that we had, I guess he was not required to be here, and you were asking us to get some sort of confirmation that we had sent that over to him, or that I guess that he could receive that. I had called, I texted, I had emailed him and not gotten contacted on, I guess, from him on that date. Since the last court date, in between now and then, I've called, emailed, texted. I haven't had any contact with him since then, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. On this case, recall it for Thursday at 9 a.m. And we're gonna try to get this person here.
If we could do Friday, Judge, I think that this trial may go until Thursday, but
All right, Ms. Ferguson, put this on the docket when Angelina is here. And have that other person, that other attorney needs to zoom in. Because nobody knows where the pro tem is. Or if you can, see if you can get the pro tem to zoom in today. I know you have your jury trial date, and I know you're in jury trial. See if you can get the pro tem to zoom in today. And we will find out if where we are on the PTD.
I appreciate that, Judge.
But you can go do your jury trials.
Okay.
But we're gonna have your client remain here.
Okay.
And then if he tells us that the plea, if he tells us the paperwork has been received and everything is on track, we'll give your client a 30-day reset.
Okay.
All right, so
Judge.
we'll inform you.
I appreciate it.
So Norma, you can get the pro tem for that case to zoom in. Desiree De La Fuente.
Good morning, Your Honor. Don't shoot the messenger.
Oh, I don't shoot anybody.
I know I said I was gonna get this.
Brenda,
off
not
your-
with all these witnesses.
I know I said I was gonna get this off your docket today, but we have a little delay.
Judge, she's entered the PTD program. It's my understanding she signed the agreement maybe yesterday or something like that. It's being scheduled for orientation, so I think we just need a 30-day reset. Hopefully it'll be gone by then.
Oh, so why was your client late today?
I was late because there's actually no reason I got up late. And then by the time I tried to look for parking, I went in the parking garage and I had to go up. And by the time I came down, I was late.
She was here at 9:07, Your Honor.
And docket starts at 9 a.m.
Understood, Your Honor.
So how old are you?
I am gonna be 39.
All right, so here's the thing, and this is the reason why I asked you. I don't believe in that nonsense. I know male attorneys are looking at me that you don't ask a woman's age. I don't believe in that nonsense because I think we should all be happy to be here for the length of time that we're here, and we should own it. But you're gonna have to make sure that you set your alarm and answer the alarm because you can't be late for docket.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand?
Yes.
All right, so Norma, I need a PTD date, please. All right, we'll be back on August 4th.
Thank you.
And just get a reset form from Ms. Ferguson.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Sorry, but can I have that file back when you finish?
I think Tia, Judge called it. Here? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she did. She did call it. Yeah, she got rejected. I had a Zoom here.
Okay. So where's Mr. Teeler?
You here?
He needs to come up. Don't be shy. Ernest Teeler. Just 1 second. All right, court is calling 2019 CR 7911, State of Texas versus Ernest Teeler. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Michael Villarreal, the state.
for the defense?
Cornelius Cox. For the defense.
All right, and are you Mr. Teeler?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so why are we here? For jury trial.
Got no.
Yes, Judge, and we filed a motion for continuance this morning. The victim on this case, we've been in constant contact with her, and she's cooperative. I've met with her. We were informed yesterday that her father passed away yesterday. And so she's traveling out of state. She currently resides in in Colorado, but she's going to the East Coast for kind of prepare for her dad's funeral and arrangements. She's still cooperative. It's just, with the recency of this, she needs to go take care of those matters. We asked if she had any potential ideas about funeral arrangements or anything like that to give the court a date. But we don't have that yet, understandably, because it's just so recent. But we're asking for a continuance just based on the fact that she is unavailable due to this recent tragedy in her life.
Okay.
I'll defer to the court.
All right. Motion for continuance is granted. And Ms. Ferguson, I'll need a new jury trial date. And before parties leave, I need an acknowledgement of discovery completed.
Okay, we haven't done one, Judge?
No, I don't have one in the file.
Okay, I'll do it.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date on Mr. Teeler.
Give me just a second. That enough time? Was that too-
I'm sorry, what date?
July 19th? Was that too soon?
Perfect. If we could just get a little bit farther out, just to make sure that there's no issues. I don't want to be coming back to the court saying there's funeral arrangements. That's, that should work.
Is there something you wanted to say?
Well, the July 10th date, he felt that was a good date, and he would have no objection to July 10th.
All right, and how you feel about August 9th?
Myself?
Yes. I think that's a great day.
I feel like it's a great day.
All right,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you.
I've been here for 3 years.
All right,
It's a
thank you.
great day.
So his jury trial date is August 9th, and I'll extend his plea deadline date since the state has been granted a motion for continuance. So August 9th is his jury trial date and plea deadline date, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Just get a reset form from Ms. Ferguson.
I'll get that discovery.
Thank you. That is done. You're welcome.
Mark? Case closed, Dr. Smith.
All right, do you have the file?
What's that? No, let me come back. Let me put it there. Dr. Smith. Never. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Norma? I just emailed it to you. Is there a judge in 7? Do they have a visiting judge today? If not, I mean, I'll do the mornings. Excuse me, Michael? Okay. Can you look and see what other conditions the county court 7 prosecutors would request? Okay. Right, thanks. I'm sure there should be a no contact order in there, no possession of firearms. What day do we give Brian Alvarado? Okay, thank you. All right, state criminal trial division, do you know about Kenyon Brown being transferred to federal custody? It's on page 11.
Case number.
2022-2791. Thank you.
Just can you put a sticky note with the victim's name on it? Just no contact and no firearms. It looks like these previous, and it was just an affidavit of surety is why there's a different. I don't know if you knew, but nothing, no new offenses.
All right, thank you. Yes. No, you did not. And Norma, can I have a 30-day reset on Brown? All right, Romaldo Martinez, can you come up, please? All right, Mr. Martinez, just stand behind the line. You have a case in county court at law number 7. I don't know any of the facts of the case. I know that your attorney for your felony case is not present, so we're not going to talk about any facts of this case. This is not being taken down by the court reporter. This is just me telling you what your rights are, okay? So you're charged with assault, bodily injury, family or household out of county court at law number 7. You have a right to remain silent, which means you don't have to speak with anyone if you don't wish to. You have a right to retain counsel or hire someone to represent you. If you are indigent and you cannot afford to hire an attorney, one will be appointed to you, but one will only be appointed to you after you fill out the necessary paperwork to determine if you are indigent. If you need help filling out that paperwork, then one of the clerks will help you with that. You will have a reasonable time and opportunity to consult with or talk with either your retained attorney or your appointed attorney. You may begin an interview with peace officers, police officers, or the state. You have a right to have your attorney present during those interviews if you so wish. Once you start speaking to them, you can terminate or stop that interview at any time you wish. Anything you say in the interview can be used against you in any court proceeding. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you're a foreign national, you have a right to consult with your consulate or speak with your consulate. If you do qualify for a court-appointed attorney, you will be given the name of that attorney, and that attorney must contact you by the next business day. So if you're given a court-appointed attorney today, they'll need to contact you by tomorrow at 10:17 a.m. Do you have any questions?
Yes.
As it relates to your rights that I've just gone over with you?
Yes, I just don't understand why I'm getting in jail. I mean.
Okay, here's the thing. I don't have any of that information for you. I think the state is telling me that the bond's gonna got off your bond. But other than that, I have nothing else to tell you. I'm only here to tell you what your rights are, okay? So do you need a court-appointed attorney?
No, I won't. My attorney is supposed to be here because it's Andres Campos.
All right, so you do not wish to be interviewed for a court-appointed attorney?
No. That's why I had an MTR with y'all. And so that case, this new case that I picked up on my probation.
All right, here's the thing, Mr. Martinez. Your attorney would not appreciate you speaking to me about I mean, here's the thing. I can't tell you any of that because I don't have that information. The only thing I'm here to give you today is what your rights are. It would probably be best for you not to speak to me about anything other than understanding your rights. The attorney will be here today, okay?
I'm sorry.
No problem. I understand when it happens, you're just wondering, why is this happening? But this is county court at law number 7. It's not out of this court. So I don't have any information to give you anyway, okay?
Yes,
so did you understand all of your rights?
Yes, ma'am. And I just barely, Very, I got off my zone with my probation officer.
Okay, so here's the thing. Your bond is set at $5,000. There's to be no contact with Brenda Martinez and no firearm possession. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna need you to sign this document. Signing it is not admitting guilt. It's just that I've given your rights to you and you understand them.
Yes.
And Ms. Ferguson, can you see where his attorney is?
I've been contacting him.
All right, what is his attorney's name? All right. Could you give me his number, please? And Deputy, here's this one. Thank you. Thank you. And that was Romaldo Martinez, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Is this an updated docket or something?
Yes. Those are the cases you recalled yesterday. Before you left. Months on there.
Oh, I have this.
Oh, you should put it on there for you?
Yes.
Just make sure I get it to you.
Okay, no problem. All right, who is here on Christopher Reyes? All right, and where is Christopher Reyes?
Oh, he's not here. I'm just, I'm approaching on these motions for John Coons. We met with him via video conference on Friday. And in talking to him, Mr. Coons realized that he is in the past represented one of the witnesses in the case. So he feels like it's a conflict of interest and needs to withdraw.
Okay, we'll need to have your client here.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So just make arrangements with Ms. Ferguson.
Okay, sure.
No problem. Chelsea Mott.
Oh, I'm here as well.
Hi.
Hi.
So where is Ms. Mott?
Miss Monk, we have not been able to get a hold of. We called her bond company and the number that they have for her is not a good number. The number that they have for a cosign, the cosigner, we left a voicemail for to be here today and we never got a call back or got in touch with anyone, but we did leave a voicemail for the cosigner.
Okay, all right, so we're going to go on the record. Court is calling 2022 CR 3724, State of Texas versus Chelsea Monk. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Marcus Sanders.
For the defense?
Megan Enriquez.
Right. This case was originally set on June 27th. The defendant was a no-show. The court recalled it for today to give defense counsel a chance to get in touch with their client. It was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 10:22 a.m. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
Your Honor, we've been unable to get in touch with her. We called the bond company, which I believe is AA Best. They had two phone numbers. One was for Miss Monk, and that is not a working number as of yesterday afternoon. And then we also called a cosigner that they had a number for, and we were able to leave a voicemail. And on the voicemail, we said that she needed to be present in court today at 9 a.m., but we never got a call back. So we've not made contact with her.
All right, state.
Judge Weston had her bond forfeited and a warrant issued.
All right, that'll be granted. If you're able to get in touch with your client and she presents herself, the court will reconsider.
Okay, thank you.
All
Your
right,
Honor.
thank you.
May I be excused?
Yes.
Okay.
We're just waiting for his attorney. Yes, we were just waiting for his attorney. Who is Mike Marino? All right, thank you. All right, so what is happening with this case?
Judge, I think we were here today because last setting, we got some news about our complainant. We were told by Gab that she had a federal hold that turned out not to be necessarily true. There was a juvenile hold. And then we pulled those reports and we provided them to defense now, so that he's aware of that. So I think today was just a status to make sure that that discovery had been provided, because last setting, we were told that she was in federal.
So we were here about 3 weeks ago, I think, maybe 4 weeks ago, and we had received information that she had been taken into federal custody or was being investigated for a federal crime. So we reset for today to get to the bottom of that. We did at least a cursory investigation, and it doesn't appear that it was a federal offense, but it's a juvenile offense. The state has provided me at least some of the police reports as to, well, the police reports that they have as to the juvenile offense that the complaining witness is charged with. And she's currently in juvenile custody.
All right.
So I suspect what we probably need from here is a trial date.
Yes.
All right. And the court needs an acknowledgement of discovery.
For the new stuff?
Yes. Ms. Ferguson, will y'all be available to go in July?
If the court's inclined to do that, Judge.
It will be when I'm here, late in July.
Okay, that assuages my concerns. We can figure it out.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, can I have somebody has a vacation letter?
I'm on vacation the first 2 weeks of July. I don't know what his vacation status is. Hopefully he doesn't have a letter.
Look, he's not going, he's like, I'm not doing vacation. I think it's the only the older attorneys such as myself and you that now realize vacations are very important.
Yeah, they are. I think we could set it and, we'll deal with it.
All right,
figure it
Ms.
out.
Ferguson, can you put it in July, please, when I'm back?
Because you're more important.
No, you're so nice.
You know
Thank you. Brenda, but I believe everybody is important. The train cannot run if you don't have passengers.
Okay.
And if you don't have people to do pool maintenance, so.
All right, so July.
I'm just waiting for Ms. Ferguson.
Yeah, 26, great.
All right, so your jury trial date is going to be July 26th.
Do we need to be here on the 25th to announce and then pick on the 26th? Is that how you do it, Judge?
No, we'll have you all here on the 26th unless there is some issue that I need to take up beforehand.
I don't think we have any issues.
All right, so we'll be here on July 26th. And everyone just remember, I don't know anything about the case until y'all present it to me. So if there's some video or something that I need to watch, on the 26th, we'll be doing jury selection. So please have that to me by the 26th. So if there's some ruling that I can make or I need to make, I'll be able to make that before we seat the jury.
Sounds good.
All right. So because of the discovery issues and we've discovered where the complainant is, that's going to be your jury trial date and your plea deadline date.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. I'll just get a reset form from Ms. Ferguson. As you can tell, you're going to be brought over in whatever clothes you have at the jail. If you want something different, you'll have to speak to your attorneys. If there's an issue with the clothing exchange, let me know and we'll see what we can do to help expedite that.
Shouldn't be a problem, but we gotta get him something nice.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. We need to sign this. Size 30, about 5'5". 5'7".
Okay, Brenda, I didn't bother giving you is also a tailor.
Oh, he's getting his size.
Oh, yeah, he's telling, well, no, he's telling him what he wears.
He's done that before.
No, this is the first time.
Hold on. So I gotta go to-
Mr. Gevian.
Yes, Judge. You want me all the way up?
Yes. Do you by chance have his cat phone number?
I believe I don't, but I could get it very quickly.
All right, you can text it to me because his client has just been taken into custody.
Okay. I shall.
Thanks. No, I.
Get it for you right away.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that. Brenda, have you seen Michael Villarreal's handwriting?
His what?
His handwriting.
No, is it nice?
Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful.
Where is it? Oh, yeah. Unlike this doctor that I'm, his notes I'm reading.
Let me just tell you, I used to get an A in penmanship.
Yeah.
But
mine gets a little crazy.
all right, who's here for Brandon Sierra?
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. How was your trip?
It was good. Yes.
I saw the
Were you
photos.
busy?
I'm like, they're so beautiful.
Yes, we're very busy.
Please tell me you at least had gelato while you were there.
I did.
Yeah.
Yes, it was amazing.
So, Mr. Brandon Sierra, come on up. All right, so what is happening with your case?
Judge, we have received an offer from the state.
Okay.
I'd like time to meet and go over some evidence and discuss that and then go from there. I also have still the CPS records that I have received from the state. They are voluminous, and so I'm still reviewing some of those as well to be able to go over that with Brandon.
All right, Ms. Ferguson on Sierra, can I have a 30-day reset, please? Yes. August 2nd? All right, so August 2nd, you need to be here at 9 a.m. Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form, and that will be your plea deadline date. So on that date, you need to let me know whether or not you're accepting the state's plea offer or not. If you all want to negotiate further, then please do that off docket, but that will be his plea deadline date.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, just get a reset form from Ms. Ferguson and then you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, bye-bye. Matthew Salazar. Come forward. You left very quickly.
And I returned just as quick.
You
Judge.
did. All right, so in this case, this is family violence. We were here on May 26th and the state was reviewing some new case or something.
Yes, Your Honor. I followed up with Marissa today. We're still awaiting some police reports and medical records. It looks like that case is gonna be more controlling than the other case. So we are still
And what
needing
is
some
the-
discovery on it. And defense, I believe, just got appointed to that case as well, or hired. on
Okay,
that
so what is the other case?
case. It's an aggravated assault.
And has that been indicted?
No, it's still pre-indictment.
Does anybody know the pre-indictment number?
I can find it.
See them,
Okay.
095-010.
Oh, on page 9?
On page 12.
12, okay.
It's at the bottom, right underneath the page. CN 095010.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So the medical records that you're needing are from the CM case?
Yes.
All right. State any idea of when that will be presented to the grand jury, or if it's getting presented to a grand jury?
It should be getting presented to the grand jury. I'm not sure. I'll check with Marissa again this afternoon, see if she received any more information.
All right, I'm gonna do something that I rarely do. This will be the third time that I've done this, Brenna. I want to say the third time. Norma, can I get a 45-day reset?
I appreciate it.
I know you're stunned, right?
Yeah.
Don't let your attorney fall. It's unheard of.
45 and Coke 45.
All right, August 23rd.
August 23rd.
All right, so
Let's
here
get
you are bringing up Billy D. Williams. You know, we're the only people who, I don't know if anybody else remembers Billy D. Williams. Brenna,
With that commercial.
you don't remember Billy D. Williams, do you? Or the commercial? All right, we're aging ourselves.
Youth, Judge, youth. Wasted on the young.
It is. Are you gonna let my hand fall off? I bet you they don't even remember that. That was an iconic scene. Play sings the blues, but okay.
All right.
And also in the Jeffersons.
I was definitely.
All right, just get a reset form from Miss Ferguson.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. That's done. Who is here on Herbert Lee King?
Judge, that's on motion.
And is Mr. King present or no?
No, I didn't tell him he had to be here.
All right,
I
is there an
didn't know when I
agreement?
was Gonna be able to present it.
No, there's not, Judge.
Okay.
But just based on the face of the motion, the state just doesn't have enough information to see why he needs to be going and driving her to these appointments. We previously allowed him or agreed to allow him to go once, but I don't understand why he needs to go, why this person can't drive themselves, have somebody else drive them, what these appointments are for, why he needs to accompany her. I don't have any of that information.
So it appears if you obtain that information for the state, they may be in agreement to your motion. But I don't,
Judge, I don't see an issue here. It has no violations. We're asking once a month with notice to his pretrial officer, exactly when he'll leave, and I have it all
does
specified.
he live in Bear County?
I'm sorry?
Does he live in Bear County?
Correct.
So who's helping her when she's in Sugar Land? Does she not have a vehicle?
She lives here,
Mm-hmm.
but has a monthly appointment with her doctor.
Right, and
She
what
does
is-
not drive.
Okay, what is her issue? What is her medical issue?
Well, I really didn't get into that with him.
All right, can you find out what the issue is? And then the court will consider it.
Okay, he's been calling me constantly.
Oh, no, just call him. You can call him right now and ask him what's the medical condition with her.
All right, well, I don't have his phone number with me, so.
Okay,
that's
all
a
right, just
problem.
get that information from me and then I'll make a decision.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, can I have that file for the attorney that's the Spanish speaker, please? With Collins, with the pro tem.
Chris Gonzalez?
The pro tem.
Is Chris Gonzalez the-
All right, could I have the
Sean
file?
Hendrickson?
All right, Mr. Ashworth, what is happening with this pre-trial diversion?
Your Honor, I was under the impression that this is a status update based on the defendant still being participant in the pre-trial diversion.
All right, so what I have on the docketing sheet was on April 13th, it was recalled for April 14th for pre-trial diversion. They were supposed to come back on May 23rd for pre-trial diversion, and then we're here for pre-trial diversion. So has all the paperwork been filled out?
I believe so, Your Honor. I would have to speak to Mr. Hendrickson. I provided all the paperwork they needed, and I believe that it should have been completed, Your Honor.
All right, so has it been sent to you or no?
I have not received it, but I will check my email right now again.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Ferguson, which court is? All right.
Your Honor, I did not receive it. It looks like Sean had emailed me, Mr. Hendrickson emailed me, asking if I had received the signed PTD, pre-trial diversion application, and I have not received it. And that was back on May 23rd, excuse me. Yes, May 23rd. I apologize for not able to confirm that. So I guess I need the paperwork and I can get it finalized.
All right, just give me a moment.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is there a prosecutor, although I know this is dealing with the pro tem? Is there any prosecutor who's available to go down to the 226 and let the defense attorney know that the pro tem does not have any paperwork for the pretrial diversion? And all right, thank you. And the defense, who's the defense attorney on this?
Sean Hendrickson?
The defense attorney is Sean Hendrickson. And could you put in the chat box your email, because maybe he doesn't have the correct email, and I will have them give that to him, but you could just put it in the chat box because we're live.
Yes, ma'am. And I had emailed Norma Ferguson as well, so she should have my email as in case it doesn't pop up here.
Okay.
And just for clarity, what exactly does the defense attorney need to do or now?
He needs to turn in his pretrial diversion paperwork.
Okay, he should have it.
Yes, and you've already sent that paperwork to him, Mr. Ashworth?
Yes, Your Honor. And I'm sending you the email right now.
All right, thank you.
I think he said he sent it out since May. He's had it since May.
Okay. All right, so this is the pro tem's email address. All right, thank you. All right, thank you, Mr. Ashworth. We're gonna make sure that that paperwork gets sent to you.
Your Honor, may I be excused this time?
Yes, thank you for popping in.
Yes, ma'am. Take care.
You too. All right, Norma. reset this case for when I come back. All right. And Chris Gonzalez, come forward, please. All right, we're going to bring you back on July 21st. You're going to get a reset form. Your attorney is currently in jury trial, but your attorney and you need to make sure you fill out the paperwork and actually send it to the prosecutor. You understand?
Yeah, I know. I have the email where I filled it out, but I guess Sean probably never.
No.
sent it out.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. What held that saw that? Yes. Okay. I'll deal with that later. All right, who's here on Francisco Herrera?
I'm here, Judge.
Where's Francisco Herrera?
He's in the box.
Come on up. And probation, this is for a regular probation? All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 6053W, State of Texas versus Francisco Javier Herrera. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
For East Parks?
For the defense?
Robert Barons for the law, Kelly Green.
And are you Mr. Herrera?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, do you have any objections to Mr. Barron standing in for Kelly Green?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, I'm showing you what's entitled acknowledgement of discovery. Have you received all the discovery in this case and that you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge, we believe so.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Herrera, I'm showing you what's entitled application for community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm going to show you a document entitled waiver indictment, reading of the information and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to have a grand jury hear the evidence in this case and make a decision on whether or not to indict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that your attorney has a right to have 2 days expire from the presentation of the information?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you also understand that your attorney has 10 days to prepare for trial once he's received the information?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sorry about that. Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived indictment, reading of information and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Next, showing you the document entitled information. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the information?
We do, Your Honor.
State, I'm assuming you're proceeding, it's listed as enhancement allegations, but I'm assuming you're proceeding on that for
Yes,
jurisdiction purposes. All right. All right, Mr. Herrera, I'm going to show you what's entitled court admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of evading arrest, detention, second or more? That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
No, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Mr. Herrera, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 1 year in the state jail facility. There's a $1,000 fine to be probated, and the state recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense is at the plea bargain agreement.
It is.
State is at the plea bargain agreement.
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there been any such motions?
There has not.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 120 hours community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged in the information, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea.
Yes, Judge. State offer states exhibit 1 and all attachments.
No objection, Judge.
Mr. Herrera, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, please, Judge.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we just have some court to follow the plea bargain.
All right, Mr. Herrera, why are you doing these things?
And blame it on impulse. I have a history of doing the evading arrest, and I have a history of.
I'm sorry, I need you to speak up.
I have a history of evading arrest, and I have a history of criminal trespassing.
Can you pull that down because, okay.
I have a history of criminal trespass, ma'am, and a history of evading arrest. It just showed up, and it came normal to me to just take off on that, you know.
But what I'm looking at here in the police report is that you were bothering customers at a location.
Yeah.
So let's start with that. Why are you bothering customers at a location?
I'm kind of I'm a bit of got frustrated that day, and I became a little bit abrasive as far as asking them for help as far as giving me some money.
How old are you?
I am 40 years old now.
Do you have children?
I have 2 daughters.
What are their ages?
18 and 15.
All right, so how are they surviving?
They live with their mother. She's remarried.
Okay, so that means that you're not providing anything for their support. Why won't you get a job?
I have no excuse for that, Your Honor.
So what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
I plan to go back to what I went to school for. Your Honor, I went to school for welding. So I'm just gonna go get, I'm gonna go get a job welding.
So why are you unemployed? That's what I don't understand. We've gotten past the point of you always running when the police make contact, but I don't understand why you are unemployed. How are you supporting yourself?
I've been doing odd jobs here and there.
Has those odd jobs, including stopping people, asking them for money?
No, but on my extra time, what I've been doing is kind of panhandling here and there, man.
Yeah, and that's what handling is, asking people for money. So that's been part of your job. Here's the thing, I can just send you to state jail facility time if you wish to do that, but you're not gonna be panhandling anymore. You're gonna get a real job, a job where you have to go in every day to work. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So is there a specific reason why you choose to live your life the way you're living it?
There is no specific reason.
I mean, there has to be. Who wants to be in San Antonio? It's 104 degrees, standing on a corner, panhandling. I don't know how much money people are making in San Antonio, but to stand out in the heat, begging people to give you money, and who wants to do that for a living? Maybe it's very lucrative. I don't know, but I think when you balance the standing in the heat part, not that lucrative. So, have you been using drugs? When's the last time you used drugs?
Yes, ma'am, I have been using drugs. I took a new, what's it called? Assessment from Lifetime Recovery.
No. That you just tell me about your assessment. I want to know what drugs you've been using.
I've been using crystal meth and Climax, synthetic marijuana.
No, I think we all know what it is. Not from experience through use, but we've heard what it is. I'm just trying to get to the point of what your issue is. Because if we don't figure out what your issue is, you're going to be right back here doing the same thing. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So what do you want to do? You want to be on probation, or you want me to just send you to the state jail facility and you do your time?
I feel like I want to do the probation.
Okay. Is there anything else from either side?
No, Judge.
All right, I'm going to send you to 1 year in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 2 years. There's a $1,000 fine to be probated. 120 hours community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring you to get COVID vaccination, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be waived. Has your parental rights been terminated?
No.
All right, so that means that you should be paying child support. And a lot of people don't read conditions of probation as thoroughly as they should. So what I'm telling you, as a part of your conditions for probation, you need to support your dependents. And your 15-year-old is a dependent. That means that your 15-year-old is dependent upon you for her meals, for her clothing, for her shelter. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
There's going to be parenting classes. Once parenting classes are complete, the remaining hours will be waived. I'm going to want full-time employment. And for the court, full-time employment is at least 40 hours a week. You can do it by getting 2 part-time jobs. It's completely up to you, but you will have full-time employment here. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And there's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. I'm going to want field visits 2 times per month. We're going to do a TAP evaluation. What is the time frame of TAP evaluations in custody and out of custody?
In custody, about 2 weeks, and out of custody, probably about the same time.
I'm going to want a TAP evaluation while in custody. I'm going to want a referral to felony drug court. And I'm doing the TAP evaluation while in custody because I think at the very least, you need intensive outpatient treatment. And I'm not allowed to order that without a TAP evaluation. So if felony drug court doesn't accept him, then it's going to be intensive outpatient treatment through probation. You need to be honest with felony drug court. Felony drug court is a good program. They'll help you with any of your drug addictions, but also help you get your life in order. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So be honest. All right, so TAP evaluation in custody, referral to felony drug court. And felony drug court, since it's a Tuesday, they'll probably be able to see you before the week is out. And of course, if felony drug courts accept him right away, then it can be transferred to felony drug court and they'll handle your conditions. We're going to do reporting in person 2 times per month for 6 months. If there are no issues, then it'll be regular reporting thereafter. And we're going to do the UA hotline. Is there to be, I don't know what, at least I don't remember what location he was at. Is there no contact for that location or no?
I didn't put one, Judge, but if you would like to.
All right. Once you get your life in order, then maybe you can have contact with this place I'm about to tell you. But they said that you were bothering their customers and being very aggressive towards their customers. So let me see the location. All right, you are not to have, so there's to be no contact with Los Angeles restaurant at 300 North Zarzamora. All right, probation, is there anything else he needs?
Your Honor, did you say anything about UAs?
Oh,
You
yes,
said,
it's
yeah,
UA
UA
hotline.
hotline. That's all.
All right, is there anything else you need from me in order to be successful in this probation? All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal Defense.
Thank you, Judge.
Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. When people are out enjoying their meal, and let me try to say this as nicely and correctly as I can say, honestly, nobody wants to be out trying to order their meal, enjoy their meal, and somebody's coming up to them asking them for money. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, and I think you want to have a dignity where you don't have to do that. Some people are in dire straits, they have to do that, but there's no reason for you not to be fully employed and make your own money so you don't have to go up to people asking them for money. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because those people worked hard. They worked hard so they could probably go out to this restaurant. I don't know how much they charge for their food there, but they're spending what they have from their employment to have a nice family time, have a nice meal with their family, and then you're coming up there harassing them for money. Don't do that. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, that will be all. Good luck to you. They're gonna go over your conditions with you. Mr. Barons, if you have no one else with us, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Everyone, the court is taking its break at 12.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
I apologize for my tardiness and lack of appearing today. I guess I've become so spoiled from the pandemic with getting notices and emails.
For Zoom, yeah.
Yeah, and so it just did not make it on the way onto our docket.
Okay.
And so I failed to notify Mr. Martinez.
Oh, no, he's not in custody because of us. He's in custody because of my understanding from the prosecutors that a bondsman got off his bond in county court number 7. So that's why he's in custody.
The bonding company got off his bond?
That's what the prosecutor is telling me. You may want to check on that, but that's the reason why he's in custody for
Okay.
county court 7, not this court.
I see. I don't currently represent Mr. Martinez on that case, so I'm not familiar with what's going on with it, but I can do see what I can do to get to the bottom of that. But I apologize for my tardiness.
All right, sure. And if you want to confer with the state on his case, thank you.
In the process of, thank you.
Yes. Where's Mr. Trevino? All right, Mr. Trevino, if you can come forward. All right, and where's the state on Trevino?
We are ready on the case. The offers previously been tendered and rejected.
All right. So, Mr. Trevino, we're gonna call your attorney. Just have a seat, okay?
He, just to let you know, he just contacted me about 10 minutes ago that he's on vacation and the case was reset. I'm just waiting to get to that.
Oh, no, I understand, but no, this case was never reset. So we're gonna contact him. Just have a seat, okay?
Okay,
Thank you. Can you let the defense attorney know that that motion is not proper? It is not sworn to. All right, who's here on Saul Ambrose?
That's me, right?
Yes.
Real quickly, I think we have an agreement on the MTRs. The only thing is the offer.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was like, that is very close.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So we have, I think, a tentative agreement. The offer involves pleading on 2 new cases. Mr. Ambrose would like to review some of the discovery with me before he decides that's what he wants to do. So I'd just like a short reset, maybe a couple of weeks to do that.
All right, so what is the tentative agreement?
It would be for revocation.
Okay.
But his exposure on one of the new cases is considerable. And so what we just want to do is review the new cases.
So the plea on these cases, is that going to take care of the?
It isn't, Judge. The new case, obviously, is a serious victim case, so he's gonna have to plead to that one. I think that's what Nathan's talking about, is that because of its pre-indictment status, he's only looked at it a little bit, but nonetheless, I think we have a resolution. It's just, it's gonna take him pleading also to the non-MTR new case.
That's said better than how I said it.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson. On Ambrose, can you set this for a contested hearing when I'm back, please? 21st. All right, so we're gonna come back on July 21st.
Very
Is that
good.
enough time for everyone?
That's plenty of exception.
All right,
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
you're welcome. Ms.
Thank you, Your
Ferguson will give you a reset form.
Thank you, Judge.
Deputy, Mejia, he needs to sign a reset form. All right, thanks. Okay.
How are you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you? I'm not just in UK with the on Wayne Marshall.
Just can I approach off the record or do you have one more?
I just have one more, then I'll take that up. Thank you. Oh, if you'll make sure that the clerk has the file, because Nathaniel, if you'll make sure the clerk has the file, because then I'll know to call it.
Okay, Carlos Gonzalez. We're not ready, but I just wanted to approach on an issue.
Okay. All right, Dwayne Marshall.
Yes, Judge.
Where's Dwayne Marshall?
He's in custody, Your Honor.
Mr. Marshall? Come up. All right, we're here for a plea deadline date.
No, Judge, we're ready to be set for trial.
No. If you can step back behind the line, please. Now, today was his day to enter a plea if he was going to enter a plea. So is he rejecting the state's offer? Are you rejecting the state's offer?
It's the same offer.
I'm not asking you to give me the plea. Do you understand? My question for you is, did you receive the state's offer? Yes or no? Did you receive the offer from the state? Yes or no? All right, so you can sit down and tell him what the offer is.
I was about to, Judge. I was getting a reset. I just hadn't made it back over.
Oh, no. What ends up happening is you confer with your client and see if they are accepting the offer. If they're not, then they get a jury trial date. All right, Mr. Marshall, if you'll have a seat. Carlos Gonzalez.
So you know what's on.
Judge, this is a DWI third. We've reached an agreement before we take that up. I just wanted to see if the court would consider any alternatives to the 10 days county jail, doing the time straight.
I usually do that, GPS.
GPS, okay. And with the exception for work, as a sole exception?
If he wants to use GPS for work, then that means that the GPS time will be extended.
Okay, I think that's right.
Okay.
I'll discuss that with him.
All right, thank you. Yes. Well, that's an improper motion for continuance. I said that's an improper motion for continuance. All right. Well, it's denied.
Yes.
Put it back in the file.
Put it in the file, and I'll take it out.
Okay.
Excuse me, approach.
Yes.
I have a Marcus Bennett. Oh, I didn't want to have the same thing happen to me, so I wanted to just come to you first.
All right.
We're ready whenever you are.
I'll just get the file from the clerk and they'll put it up here and it will call. I'll call it.
Dwayne Marshall.
All right, Marcus Bennett. what is happening with this case?
Judge, we've come to an agreement with the states. They are gonna have him do a class and then allow him to plea on the misdemeanor and TIC this case.
All right, so when is this class going to take place?
DOEP, we're gonna get him, I'm gonna get him the flyer today and hopefully we can get it in the next couple of weeks. I'm not sure what the county court schedule looks like, but we'll try to get their court dates in the next 30 days.
All right, which county court is this?
5, county court 5. And you know, they're quick.
Yes, who's 5?
Gloria?
Okay, all right. So then what we'll do is we will reset this for 30 days. And in those 30 days, you need to have done that DOEP course. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Bennett?
Sounds good.
All right, August 2nd. And please have entered the plea if that's what you all want to do in the county court before coming back here.
Yeah, we'll make sure that's all taken care of, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Ferguson will give you your reset form. Dwayne Marshall. All right. Mr. Marshall, today is your plea deadline date. Did you receive an offer from the state?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you rejecting that offer and requesting a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and you're aware of the range of punishment for this case?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Counsel, do you have all the discovery?
Yes, we do, Judge.
All right, I'm gonna need an acknowledgement of discovery before you leave today. State on 2022 CR 2764. Dwayne Marshall, I need an acknowledgement of discovery. Thank you. And Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date for Mr. Dwayne Marshall, please.
Yes. I can do August 16th.
August 16th, counsel.
I'm checking, Judge. Give me just a moment. Yes, Judge.
All right, Mr. Marshall. Your jury trial date is going to be August 16th at 9 a.m. If you're in custody, you're going to be brought over dressed for trial. You'll be brought over dressed for trial in whatever civilian clothing you have at the jail. If there is some other attire you wish to be in, you need to speak with your attorney so that your attorney can effectuate a clothing exchange. Counsel, if for any reason there's an issue with the clothing exchange, let the court know, and we'll see if we can help expedite that. Mr. Marshall, do you have any questions? All right, so you understand when your jury trial date is?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we will see you then, Mr. Marshall.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Romaldo Martinez. Mr. Martinez, come on up. And who's the prosecutor on Martinez?
Marcus.
All right, you all ready to proceed?
No, Judge.
No, Your Honor. There's an allegation of a new number 1 offense that the defendant is in the process of obtaining the funds to hire me on. I'm not currently on it, but that is also the case, I believe, where the bond issue is coming from. I've told the client that I'm going to try and find out what I can about it to get that resolved and get him out. But we would ask for time for a reset to at least get me the discovery on the new number 1. I don't have it virtue the access of being the retained counsel on that because I'm not, but I should based on the MTR. And so I think there needs to be a little bit of time at least to get the access on that. And the hope would be to allow the defendant to come up with the funds necessary to obtain my services for that case as well.
All right, so I went over the rights of your client. Your client stated to me that he did not want to be interviewed for a court-appointed attorney. So I'm going to give you all a date to come back. And the fact that he doesn't have a court-appointed attorney on the new number 1 case,
He does.
that is not going to stop
this case from moving?
He does have a court-appointed attorney. Last I had checked, and this was as of May 23rd, it was Isidro Montoya. I'm not familiar with that.
I'm just stating, he said that he did not want to be interviewed for a court-appointed attorney. I understand that you're saying that he already has one, but I want everyone to be on the same page that I'm on, that the setting date that I'm going to give you, nobody is going to be allowed to come back here and say, I haven't been hired for a case that's in a different court. So state if you can make sure that defense has whatever discovery he needs on the new number one, and then we will proceed. Ms. Ferguson, can I have a contested hearing date on Mr. Romaldo Martinez, please? How many witnesses are you anticipating, state?
Judge, I don't think we need a contested date. If it's gonna be a contested date, I would ask for a longer period so that me and my address could continue to try to work it out. Because I think we're gonna be able to resolve it. We just need some time to look at the new number one.
That is the goal.
All right, we'll see what happens. But Norma, can I have a contested
So
date?
I haven't seen the new number one, so I'm not sure how many witnesses, Judge.
Oh, I'm sure that it's a misdemeanor assault. I'm sure maybe 2 witnesses, maybe 3, I'm not sure. So if I have a contested date, Ms. Ferguson, if you all work things out before this date I'm gonna give you, then you can just come in and put it on the docket and we'll take care of it. All right, August 1st is your contested hearing date.
Your Honor, I believe I will be in trial that date in Maverick County.
All right, what date are you gonna be in trial in Maverick County?
That trial I'm anticipating to be at least a week, if not longer.
No, I mean, what dates is your date?
August 1st.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you put this before August 1st? Can we do like the last week in July? All right, July 25th. And we'll see where we are. And if it's, yes, well, no, let's not put it down as contested. So if it is a contested, then it's gonna be a quick turnaround.
We understand.
All right, so July 25th for them to see where they are.
Final conference.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Sorry, Rebecca, that's all back. I'm sorry. I just need to write it down. There you are.
Expedite it. I don't know how long it takes.
All right, where's Scott McCrum?
I think we gave him some paperwork on one of his two cases.
Okay, all right, thank you. And Norma, do you have any information on Andrew Valdez, his attorney Kurt Sherman? Okay. Anthony Whitley, why were you late? Come forward. Is there a reason you were late?
I just got moving.
All right, you need to be sitting on that front row.
Has anyone spoken to Joseph Acevedo?
I thought he popped his head in, Judge. I don't want to talk about it.
I've been texting him to this and he walked out.
All right, thank you. Okay. All right, the court is going to call 2022 CR 3269, State of Texas versus Carlos Gonzalez. Can I have parties approach and announce for the record, please, for the state,
Wade Newton.
for the defense?
Virginia Dave, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, I'm showing you the acknowledgement of discovery. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, we did.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Gonzalez, I'm showing you what's entitled application for community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, we do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
Mr. Gonzalez, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendant waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with driving while intoxicated third or more as a third-degree felony? The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to speak up.
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor. We've discussed potential defenses.
All right, thank you. Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Judge, I do believe that.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Gonzalez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, no, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain agreement, did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargaining agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 4 years in the prison. There's a $1,000 fine to be probated. There's no application for deferred adjudication. The state recommends community supervision. There's to be restitution, if any, to Lorenzo. Is it Lorenzo?
I think it's Lorenzo, Judge. Yes. I know it's a male.
Okay. To Lorenzo Mora, M-O-R-A, if any. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, it is.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 4 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 200 hours community service restitution, 10 days in the Bexar County Jail, DWI intervention course, the VIP live, 2-year Texas driver's license suspension, admission interlock for full term, and the state has no objection to you requesting for the ignition interlock to be half-term. Did you understand that those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense is charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
State offers state exhibit 1 and attachments.
No objection.
Mr. Gonzalez, I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. Parties, I appreciate the tabs that you've given me.
Oh, that wasn't me, that was somebody else.
All right. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Judge, I have no objection to waiving the PSI. If the court would consider electronic monitoring in lieu of the 10 days physically in custody in the Bexar County Jail, as the court is allowed to consider by the Code of Criminal Procedure. And we would just ask for the sole exception that he be able to still work. He's a manager at a restaurant. Even if that would extend the period of time that he's on monitoring, for whatever period of time, that would be, my client does not have any objection to that.
All right, what hours do you work?
There are some days and some nights, like 6 hours.
Okay. And where are you working?
Casario.
All right, and what food would I partake there?
It's a restaurant down the river right here.
But I mean, what's the specialty? If I were coming there, what would you say you need to eat this particular meal?
The green chicken enchiladas.
All right, I never had that. People who are supposed to be educating my palate. Brenda, have you ever had the green chicken enchiladas?
Not there, but yes.
Okay, I don't even know what that is. And I'm assuming the green chicken is not because it's real green enchiladas. Okay.
Green sauce.
Okay. All right. Do you have any children?
2.
What are their ages?
15 and my son just turned 15 and my daughter's gonna turn 14.
All right. All right, this is what the court is going to do. 4 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 4 years, $1,000 fine, probated. Restitution, if any, to Lorenzo Mara, M-O-R-A, in lieu of 10 days in the Bexar County Jail. And the court is doing this because of COVID and also placing someone on probation. Hopefully, we're trying to rehabilitate and not have them lose their employment. So in lieu of the 10 days Bexar County Jail, that will be 30 days of GPS. And defendant, it's partial, defendant is allowed to work. So his hours tend to be sporadic, I guess, on different days, different nights. But you will have to let probation know when you're at employment. And that's the only thing you can do. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So GPS partial for employment. The DWI intervention course. VIP live. 2 years Texas driver's license suspension. You want to address the, I'm going to say ignition interlock for the full term. Of course, depending on how he is, I may reconsider that. But for now, it's going to be ignition interlock full term. And I will write on my docking sheet that I said that I would reconsider.
And just for the court's information too, he's on an ignition interlock right now, but prior to that, he wasn't driving and he had a mobile device. I believe he had that mobile device for about 10 months, and to my knowledge, there were no violations on that. So he's been doing well so far.
Okay. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Proof of employment within 30 days. Well, actually, proof of employment within 5 days. And so you need to get to them, back to them right away so you can get the GPS, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, there's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. I'll ask that the GPS fees be waived. I know they cannot, but I still want it on the record that I'm asking that they be waived. And we're going to do field visits one time per month. Probation, is there anything else he needs?
You did you say parenting classes?
And they do have a parenting classes for people with teenagers. So if you can make sure that he's in the parenting classes for parents with teenagers.
Yes, Your Honor. And did you say anything about community service hours?
Thank you. And Nathaniel Navy is sitting here, it's like, probation, please be quiet. So 200 hours community service restitution, 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring you to get the COVID vaccination, but if you have it with a booster and you provide proof, 40 of those hours will be waived. The remaining hours will be waived once you complete parenting classes. All right, probation, anything else?
No, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, is there anything else that you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right, is this the signature?
Where is that?
It just seems like it's correct through and there's no.
Oh, there
signature.
was, he accidentally signed where you're signed, so we crossed it out in initial. Do you
That
need?
is so true. Thank you. I will. All right, Mr. Gonzalez, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to your attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. So here's the thing. You're in felony court because this is your third DWI. There was an accident, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
This is what I've discovered. My statistics professor will be very upset with me because I have not done a great analysis of it. It's just been based upon what I've seen on my time on the planet. People who are intoxicated, you know what ends up happening when they're driving? They usually end up injuring or killing somebody else. Guess what? You could have been driving and your children could have been in another vehicle that you don't know about, because sometimes teenagers get into cars with other people and you could have hit them. And then your teenagers could have been dead. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, Your Honor.
So it's obvious to me that you're one of those people who should not be drinking alcohol ever because you can't control it. I personally don't drink alcohol because I don't think it tastes well. And my understanding from people who tried alcohol, it starts out where it doesn't taste well. I don't know anybody who had a good first experience with the taste of alcohol. And you know what people do? They're like, Stephanie, just continue to drink it and then you will acquire a taste for it. And my thing is like, why am I acquiring a taste for something that does not taste good? So I tried it. I'm like, this is nasty. And I didn't drink it anymore. So obviously to you, it tastes good to you. You're not allowed to drink alcohol at all while you're on probation. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then after, hopefully you're successful. And after that, you're not allowed to drink alcohol again as well. Oh, and I'm sorry, probation. Mr. Gonzalez, we do need a TAP evaluation. All right, and so with the TAP evaluation, he's gonna need, Brennan, we're back on the record. Mr. Gonzalez, could I have that file? You're gonna need a TAP evaluation. And if that TAP evaluation says inpatient treatment, I'm gonna start him off with intensive outpatient treatment. So I cannot order you into intensive outpatient treatment until you do the TAP. So I'm gonna want intensive outpatient treatment with him, and we'll go from there. Okay? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. There you go. All right, who's here? Vanessa Thatcher. Good morning. You and I are the only people who knows the origins of the name Thatcher. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And it's not green chicken, it's green chili chicken.
See, that's what I'm thinking, because I was like,
It's sweeter, it's the sweet sauce that goes on top.
all right,
Usually
well,
does sour cream.
Brenda, it sounds like we may have a green sauce cook-off or something.
Oh. I'll be the judge.
All right. Court is calling 2020 CR 5475, State of Texas versus Vanessa Thatcher. Can our parties announce for the record for the state?
Marcus Sanders.
For the defense?
Tony Hernandez.
Are you Miss Thatcher? Show you what's entitled motion to revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you the same Vanessa Thatcher who was placed on community supervision in 2020 CR 5475 for the offense of robbery on October 22nd, 2020 for a term of 4 years? Is that you? Yes. All right, state.
Condition number 5 in Bear County, Texas, the defendant Vanessa Thatcher did then and there failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of November and December 2021 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that, true or not true?
Condition number 40 in Bear County, Texas, the defendant Vanessa Thatcher did then and there failed to comply with a zero tolerance condition with regards to your analysis in violation of condition number. Actually, sorry, Judge, I'll waive that one because it's written incorrectly. So we'll waive the others.
All right, any objection to the state's waivers?
No.
Ms. Thatcher, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 4 years in prison and up to $1,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5? Court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Judge, we're asking that you grant the motion, revoke her probation, reform the underlying for 2 years and sentence her to 2 years.
All right, so why should I give her the minimum? What has she done since she's been on probation?
She did the first about 8 months without much of a problem. Judge.
Okay, I can't, is everybody whispering?
Yes.
All right, so everyone have to speak up because I need to hear, and most importantly, Brenda needs to hear.
Judge, I believe she was granted probation in October of 2020. She did the first 8 months, didn't seem to be much of a problem. The first MTR was filed in, I believe, June of 2021. She was altered and amended after that for ISP. There's problems since that. She had some problems reporting because her mother passed away in March. I think that's the end of her family. After that, she has no father, no brothers, no sisters. It's just her. On her own. She took that rather hard. Judge. She has no extended family, no immediate family. She's the end of the line.
All right, I'll sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's $1,000 fine, time and money are to run concurrent. And Ms. Thatcher, I'm sorry, you asking the court to follow the agreement that you've reached? Are you waiving your right to appeal? All right, then the court will follow your agreement. I'm going to show you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, and because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand? If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, your need to discuss that with an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Ms. Thatcher, people always say you come into the world alone, you go out in the world alone. Here's the thing. I understand about loss, but you need to start doing what you can to honor, your relatives who've passed, because they don't want you to be unhappy and they don't want you to be in prison. You understand? All right, good luck to you, Ms. Thatcher. You're welcome. Yes. Who's here? I'm Rudy Martinez. All right, if you come forward. All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 3271, State of Texas versus Rudy Martinez. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Yes, Judge. Ryan Vermer for the state of Texas.
For the defense?
Scott McCrum for Mr. Martinez.
All right, and are you Rudy Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Martinez, why were you late this morning?
I just had a transportation issue.
All right, don't be late for court ever again. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, defense, I'm showing you what's entitled discovery acknowledgement. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you review all the discovery with your client, and have you received all the discovery?
Yes, Judge.
All right, court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Martinez, I'm going to show you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Judge.
Mr. Martinez, I'm going to show you what's entitled court admonishments, the defendant's waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon? That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, why is everybody whispering? I know when people are outside speaking to their friends, nobody's whispering. Because I've been in the restaurants and in movie theaters and people talk too loudly. So could everyone please speak up so I can hear and so that Brenda can hear?
You're talking to him directly?
Yes.
Right? Yeah, she wants you to speak up. Yes.
Right, everybody speak up. Brenda, am I right? People are whispering?
Yes.
All right. All right, counsel, has your, I'm sorry, Mr. Martinez, did you understand that the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
He is and he was.
Mr. Martinez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargaining agreement, punishments be assessed at a cap of 6 years in the prison, a $1,500 fine, affirmative finding of deadly weapon. State opposes your application for deferred adjudication. They will take in consideration County Court cause number 664-677, 664-679. Did you understand that to be the plea bargaining agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea bargaining agreement?
Yes.
State is at the plea bargaining agreement.
It is, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
Yes, Judge, state would offer state's exhibit number 1.
No objection.
Mr. Martinez, I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them? Did you sign them in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding you guilty as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing or are you asking for a PSI?
Well, they're opposing, so I was.
No, I mean, it's up to you. If you want a PSI, we'll do a PSI.
Judge, I think we'd ask for a PSI just because we'd like to possibly have the victim here to talk to the court.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a PSI date, please? All right, August 22nd. Is there a request for a TAP evaluation or there's no need for a TAP?
I don't believe there's a need for it, Judge.
Okay. All righty, if you would get a reset form from Ms. Ferguson, she will give that to you. State that you still wish for the court to sign these motions or you want to wait?
No,
till
Judge,
sentencing?
I think we may have prematurely.
Well, hold on to them.
All right, Charles Bond, Mr. Carroll. All right, have you had a chance to confer with the state?
We have been conferring, yes, we're continuing to confer.
All right, let me see the files on Mr. Carroll.
Let me get my client from the waiting room. Judge.
All right, thank you. Yes.
And Alvarado.
All right. What is happening with Alvarado? All right, and on Mr. Carroll, what is happening?
I'm conferring with Mr. Broom
But where are we?
in conference.
Because, no, because this is an old case.
It is.
So. State that you make an offer. Where are we headed? Where's this case heading? Is this heading to jury trial?
Possibly, Judge, but I did make an offer to Mr. Buck, and I think he went outside to talk to his client, and then I was at the bench whenever he came back in.
All that's true.
So I guess we're.
But
gonna
what does
continue
it mean?
talking. I don't know. I'm gonna talk to Charles and see what the.
That's so. Where are we?
We don't have an agreement yet.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson. On Mr. Carroll, set this for a plea deadline date when I'm back. And then after that, it will be a jury trial date.
Yes, Judge.
21st.
Of
When are you doing your vacation, Mr.
I
Bond?
leave on the 8th. I come back on the 28th.
Could we do like
Maybe August 2nd? That work for you, Judge?
Yes. Well, if Ms. Ferguson says that's a good date, it's a good date, August 2nd. All right, August 2nd is your plea deadline date. There'll be no further extensions. Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Yeah. All right, can I see Mr. Alvarado, please? Hello, Mr. Alvarado.
How you doing, miss?
Oh, I'm doing great. All right, so today is the plea deadline date. Where are we?
We did not reach an agreement today.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, Mr. Alvarado, can I have a jury trial date, please?
Yes, ma'am. Just a second.
All right, your jury trial date is October 18th. And when was I'm sure the offer was tendered before today, is that correct?
That's correct, Judge.
All right, so you'll be going to jury trial on October 8th. You'll be brought over to court dressed in whatever civilian clothing you have at the jail. If you would like something different, you have to arrange that with your attorney.
Yes, ma'am.
Attorney, if there's some issue with the clothing exchange, let the court know and we'll see what we can do. And Mr. Alvarado, after today, the court will only consider plea bargaining agreements open to the court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, who else is in the box? Okay, give me the call on Anthony Davis. Who else? All right, Valdez.
Yes, I'm still talking to Mr. Valdez, Judge.
Okay. Who else?
Andrew Valdez.
And who else?
Anthony Davis. Ruben Rodriguez.
And who else? That's all? 1, 2, 3. I just have 4. I have Anthony Davis, Jimmy Valdez, Andrew Valdez, and Ruben Rodriguez.
Yes.
That's it? All right, who's the attorney for Anthony Davis?
She came in, she said she's going to the court and she'll be right back. She's already came back.
All right, Norma, Call Mary Peters back and tell her she needs to be here now. Mhm. Who's the attorney for Jimmy Valdez?
Right here, Judge.
All right, what is happening with this case?
I'm still referring to this. Nothing's gonna happen today.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 30-day reset on Jimmy Valdez.
Wait, give me 1 second, Judge. Don't on the phone. I can do August 2nd. Mary, can you please come to the court? Right. Thank you, bye. August 2nd.
Did you receive an offer?
No, we haven't got there yet.
All
I'll
right.
get one before I leave.
Okay. Well, the state just needs to be prepared to give you an offer on August 2nd.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right, Andrew Valdez. Can you come forward? Come forward. Have you spoken to your attorney?
No, ma'am.
All right. Your attorney is appointed. Do you wish to have another court-appointed attorney?
Yes.
Okay. No, this is Kirk Sherman. All right. Let's see if Mr. Bach is available. All right, who's here on Ruben Rodriguez? Ruben Rodriguez, are you in the box? I just have a seat. We're gonna get an attorney for you.
Yes,
Come
ma'am. Thank
forward. Okay. All right. We're gonna recall you so that we can see who's gonna be representing you, okay?
Amen. Can I speak out? Can I be frank with you?
No. Don't be frank with me unless you have an attorney present. So Richard Langlois is not available, so we're gonna see about getting you another attorney, okay? All right, Ms. Ferguson, can we recall this back in August as well? It's Ruben Rodriguez. Yes. Okay. All right, Mr. Rodriguez, we're going to bring you back on August 2nd. If we're able to get an attorney appointed or have the issue taken care of with Mr. Langlois sooner than that, we'll bring you back sooner.
Okay, man, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. All right, who's here on Mario Contreras? All right, come forward, please. Court is calling 2021 CR 9079, State of Texas versus Mario Contreras. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Michael Villarreal, the state.
for the defense?
Robert Broma.
And are you Mr. Contreras?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna need you to speak up. Are you Mr. Contreras? Defense, I'm showing you the acknowledgement of discovery. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Contreras, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled application for, true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, state's proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault bodily injury to a, assault bodily injury married or cohabited.
Any objection?
No objection.
Mr. Contreras, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Mr. Villarreal?
No, I'm not signed.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault bodily injury married or cohabitation as a class A misdemeanor? The range of punishment is up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights? Okay, why are you whispering? Please speak up.
Yes.
Okay. And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes.
Did you understand that the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 1 year in the Bexar County, 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses for your, to this offense? I have
Yes.
to file.
Yes, ma'am, he is.
And do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent, was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Contreras, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
Speaker. No.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed on a lesser included offense of assault bodily injury married cohabitation of a $750 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence in the BIPP course. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea bargain agreement?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am. it is.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, there being such motions.
No.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There'll be 80 hours of community service restitution, no contact with Fabiola Salinas, and no firearm possession. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
Then to the lesser included offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence to support the defendant's guilty plea.
Yes, Your Honor, at this time, state up for state's exhibit number 1 and its attachments.
No objection.
Mr. Contreras, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court is accepting to evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the same and is finding that there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, I think he'll do well on probation.
All right, what was your argument about? You had an argument with this person. What is her relationship to you?
My wife?
All right, so what was your argument about that caused you to slap your wife?
No, it was
What were you arguing about?
on Mother's Day,
Mother's Day is April 1st.
no, it was.
You might be thinking about the other offense state judge.
Okay.
This continuance case.
All right, are they still in a relationship? Does she want to be in a relationship with you?
Yes.
All right, well, while you're on probation, you're not in a relationship with her. Do you understand?
Yes.
That means there's to be no contact. There's to be no sending of Mother's Day cards, no happy anniversary cards, no birthday cards. You understand?
Yes.
There's to be no going by her home. Do you understand?
Yes.
No contact whatsoever. I don't care if she calls you and she invites you over, you had better not go over. You understand?
Yes.
All right, so it's gonna be 2 years deferred adjudication. What are the ages of your children?
I don't have children with her.
What children, do you have any children?
With her, no.
Any children on this planet?
Just
What are their ages?
30 years, 28 and 25.
All right. $750 fine, that'll be probated. There's an affirmative finding of family violence, the BIPP course, 80 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. Court is not requiring you to get the COVID vaccination, but if you do, and it includes the booster, the court will deduct 40 of those hours. There should be no firearm possession. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. No contact with Fabiola Salinas. Field visits 1 time per month. And do I need a top evaluation to order him to take sober classes?
Sober support meetings?
Yes. All right, I'm gonna want sober support meetings with a minimum of 2 per week. Regular UAs, proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Probation, is there anything else that he needs?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Contreras, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, because there's an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you. We can go off the record. Mr. Contreras, here's the thing. You probably shouldn't be in a relationship because you can't control your anger. Told people this time and time again, get an orchid, take care of that orchid for a year, and then you may be ready for a relationship. But nobody likes to be hit. You understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you. Are the parties ready on Valdez, Andrew Valdez? All right, the court is calling 2019 CR 5370W, State of Texas versus Andrew Valdez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Ryan Groomer for the state of Texas.
for the defense?
Charles Blunt for Mr. Valdez.
And are you Andrew Valdez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Valdez, your attorney, Mr. Sherman, was appointed to represent you. He's not been present. You stated to the court off the record that you have not had contact with Mr. Sherman. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you request a new counsel be appointed?
Yes, I did.
All right, the new counsel that's been appointed is Mr. Bont. Mr. Bont, of course, you have 10 days to prepare. Do you wish to proceed?
Yes, we're ready to waive those days and proceed today.
All right, any objection to proceeding now, Mr. Valdez?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Valdez, I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision, and state's motion to supplement pending motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke probation. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Andrew Jacob Valdez who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2019 CR 5370W for the offense of evading arrest, detention with a vehicle on May 16, 2019 for a period of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Yes, Judge. Violated condition number 2, on or about the 3rd day of September 2021 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Andrew Jacob Valdez, did then and there illegally use a controlled substance, namely meth/amphetamines, in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True. We'd waive the remaining conditions.
Any objections?
None.
Mr. Valdez, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court to find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Judge. We'd ask the court to enter an adjudication of guilt on Mr. Valdez's case, revoke his probation, and sentence him to 2 years in prison.
That is our agreement. We ask that you follow it.
And Mr. Valdez, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes.
All right, the court will follow your agreement. The court will grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. You review that document with your attorney. Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. We can go off the record. Here's the thing, if you don't get your life in order, you gotta limit the time you have on this planet. So, because people, when they're making drugs for people to use, they just put whatever in there. They're just trying to make a buck, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So when you're released from prison, there are plenty of free places for you to go to. Don't give in to temptation and immediately get released and start using drugs. Understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, who's here on Christine Garcia? And Brenda, this is gonna be our last one. Court is calling 2022 CR 2843, State of Texas versus Christine Garcia. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense?
Alfonso Otero on behalf of Ms. Garcia.
And are you Christine Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, defense, I'm showing you what's entitled acknowledgement of discovery. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Garcia, I'm showing you what's entitled application for community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Judge, we're proceeding on count 2, waiving count 1.
Any objections?
No, Judge.
All right, Ms. Garcia, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments of Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Did you understand the state is proceeding on count 2, which is possession of a controlled substance, felony group 1 gram to 4 grams? That's a 3rd-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
She is, Judge.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Garcia, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on count 2. Punishment is to be assessed at 3 years in the prison. There's a $1,000 fine. State recommends community supervision, and there is no application for deferred adjudication, and $171 to Bear County lab for testing. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea bargain
Yes,
agreement?
Judge.
State is at the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 3 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 150 hours community service restitution, referral to felony drug court, and MRT. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then count 2 in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Yes, the state offers states exhibit 1 and its attachments.
No objection, Judge.
Ms. Garcia, I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand that you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the same, and the court is finding you guilty of count 2. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Judge, just for legal argument.
All right, do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am.
What are their ages?
She's 5, gonna be 6.
And where is she?
She's with her grandma right now.
Is Child Protective Services involved?
No, ma'am.
So why is she with her grandmother?
Oh, I had to come to court. So she's watching her.
When's the last time you used?
I have it. I'm on the methadone right now.
Are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do?
I'm a housekeeper.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to 3 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 3 years. There's a $1,000 fine to be probated. $171 restitution for lab testing. I'm gonna want a TAP evaluation. And we'll start her out with intensive outpatient treatment. I'm gonna run a referral to felony drug court. There's to be 150 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring you to get it, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be waived. Parenting classes. And the remaining of those 40 hours will be waived once you complete parenting classes. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. So your grandmother is going to have to be present. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. And probation, I'm sorry, I'm gonna need field visits 3 times per month, random. Make sure they check on the child. We're gonna do the UA hotline. And is there anything else that, sorry, they want the MRT course. The MRT course is supposed to tell you right from wrong. Do you know right from wrong?
Yes.
Do you know that using controlled substances, illegal controlled substance is wrong?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I just gave you your MRT course. Do what's right. If you go forth in this world and you do what's right, sometimes good things will happen to you. Sometimes good things won't happen to you. But guess what? You'll feel glad that you did what's right. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, probation, is there anything else that you need? Anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'm gonna show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak with an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. You have children. Children are looking up to you. Do better. You understand? Good luck.
Thank you.
You're
Judge,
welcome.
may I be excused?
Yes. All right, Anthony Davis.
Yes, sir.
Where are we?
We are signing.
Okay. All right. Bernard, are you okay to do this last, please?
Yes, ma'am. What was the last name of the one we just did?
I'm sorry, which one?
The last one. We just did.
For now, I was just gonna make up a name.
Mark is done. Page 11.
Okay, thank you. All right, and Lupe, this is Davis. They're doing a plea. And give me the remaining files that you have left. That's it.
Oh, yes.
All right, it's John Arredondo in custody or on bond. Okay. Mr. Whitley? All right, he needs to be back at 1:30. Stephen Velasquez. Which page is he on? Ah, there he is. Okay, can you give that to Norma? Dal Moore. No, that's a yeah for that one. No, what happened with Aisha Calderon?
That was yesterday, Judge. I just put it on the list. We were running so late.
Oh, okay, so it's done, correct?
It's done. It's been reset.
Okay, when is it reset for?
For July 28th.
Okay. Yes, that one's done. And then I don't see Kamar Simpson on the docket.
His name sounds familiar.
I just put it back.
No, I have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's here, like,
Oh, but maybe I put it back.
okay. And then I have a Alberto Trevino.
That's different.
Okay. All right, Mr. Trevino, come back at 1:30. All right, what is on the trial docket?
Just Trevino.
Okay, can you let them know we won't need the jury then? All right. Okay. All right, so we'll just bring them in at 1:30. Okay, why did you hand me this back? Okay. All right, then we can go a little longer. All right, can I see Mr. Davis? Court is calling 2022 CR 1227, State of Texas versus Anthony Davis. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Brittany Sparks.
for the defense?
Mary Peters, act for the defendants, we're ready to proceed.
And are you Mr. Davis?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case that you reviewed with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Davis, I'm showing you what's entitled application for community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Defendants were waiving the repeat enhancement.
Any objection?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Davis, I'm going to show you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney?
Yes,
Did
ma'am.
you understand it and did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with evading arrest, detention in a vehicle? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call on the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor,
Do you
yes.
believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Davis, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, that was an emphatic, yes, I'm satisfied.
Yes.
The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 7 years in the prison. There's $1,000 fine probated. State recommends community supervision. The following case numbers will be taken in consideration. 2022 CR 6109 1228. County Court Cause number 6777750, 678-734, 653-944. Grand jury numbers 770172, 770171, 762614. JN numbers 2069984, 2032828. And there's to be no contact with Cari, C-A-R-I-R Davis, and no contact with Hannah Bird, B-Y-R-D. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver or appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 7 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 200 hours community service restitution. Defense agrees. Defendant will check himself into lifetime recovery program and will remain in custody until spot is available. The director states there will be a spot the first week of July for the defendant.
Yes.
Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense is charged. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Judge. State office states exhibit 1 and all attachments.
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Davis, I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call on the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court is reviewing the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor, unless the court determines that they would like a evaluation to make a better.
All right, thank you. Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe that Mr. Davis, he has pled to an assault bodily injury case. He has a conviction for that now, and also a DWI case. And those two cases were taken care of prior to doing this plea today. And I think that at this time, I've had the opportunity to get to know Mr. Davis and understand his addiction. And we do believe that lifetime recovery is going to set him on the right path to recovery.
All right. Do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am.
What are their ages?
5.
Oh, you have 5 children.
No,
What-
I have a
One,
5-year-old.
you have a 5-year-old. And where's the 5-year-old?
She's at her mom's house.
All right, what's your drug of choice?
Marijuana.
No, there, I mean, you're going in lifetime recovery for more than marijuana. So here's the thing. You've already entered a plea. And I've been a defense attorney, and I would always tell my clients, once your plea has been entered, and once the state is saying they're going to give you a probation, now the key is for you to be successful in your probation, because if you're not successful, there's a chance that in your case, you'd be going to prison for 7 years.
Correct.
So I ask these questions because I'm trying to figure out what's the best placement for you and what are the appropriate conditions for you to be successful. So what have you been using?
I would take ecstasy pills and marijuana, and that's it. That's it. I don't do handlebars. I don't do any hardcore drugs. I have been, okay, I've done ice, but it's all been a downhill. It's been a downhill roller coaster for me ever since I first caught this case, ma'am. I'm in no way suggesting any way, shape, or form that how to do your job, but I know that prison is not good for me. All I'm asking is for somebody.
Well,
to
so
believe
here's the
me.
thing.
I just need
Here's the thing. I'm trying to give you the help. I'm trying to give you the appropriate help, but you're still before me making excuses. You've entered a plea,
Yes, ma'am.
right?
Yes,
So now is the time for you to tell me the truth so that we can give you the help that you need.
Ice and marijuana.
See, was that hard?
No, ma'am.
This is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 7 years in prison, suspended and probated for 7 years, $1,000 fine probated. Take in consideration 2022 CR 6109, 2022 CR 1228, County Court Cause number 67750, 678734, Grand Jury number 77017, 762614, JN number 2069984, JN number 2032828. There's to be no contact with Karai Davis and Hannah Bird. Proof of employment within 45 days of release, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors, 200 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring you to get it, but if you do, 40 hours will be waived. Parenting classes. The remaining of the community service hours will be waived once you complete parenting classes. I'm going to do a referral to felony drug court. And I'm also going to order lifetime recovery. Defendant is to remain in custody until transported by lifetime recovery. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. there should be regular, well, there'll be the UA hotline once he is released from lifetime recovery. There should be no unsupervised contact with minors until further notice. So once you have proven yourself and you've got your life in order, then you can start having unsupervised contact. But for now, it has to be supervised contact, okay? I'm gonna want field visits 2 times per month. Random. Probation, is there anything else he needs?
No, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful, Mr. Davis?
Thank you. Thank you for believing it's like that I can do it. I can do it. Everything you said, man, that's gonna be no problem.
All right, you're welcome. So here's the thing. The joy you feel now that you're not going to prison, you need to hold on to that, because what I've seen happen is people are excited to get probation, but then when they start getting it, they fall off. Don't be that person, okay? All right, I'm gonna show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
need the other Davis files. And also, because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to your attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. And counsel, I'm going to sign the dismissals. I'm signing those now.
Is there any way that, like, if I do what I'm supposed to do, that I can get my probation closed out early?
Let's cross that bridge when we get there.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, here's the thing. Don't look into the future. When you have an addiction, you just need to do it day by day.
Okay.
All right? And that will help you, because then there won't be too many highs or too many lows.
Thank you, Judge. And I think there was one last, Miss Carrie Davis is his mother. I think I've been in contact with her, but I think that she was added as no contact because I don't think she's reached out to the state in regards to, I'm sure she's involved in one of them.
Okay, well, here's the thing.
Every day. She's the only person that I talk to.
And so I guess my question to the court is, what's the easiest way for Ms. Davis to take care of that?
All right, let me ask you this, state, do you, it would be family violence, correct?
I believe so, Judge. I think it was one of the.
No, it's criminal trespassing. She wanted me to stay away because.
Okay, so here's the thing, Mr. Davis, what we'll do, you need to concentrate on your sobriety, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And what we will do is, counsel, once you get that information to me, I'll reconsider, but I'll reconsider after you've been in lifetime recovery for a while, or either after you've been in felony drug court, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. And then did you need me to take the other stuff to the
Yes.
county court?
Yes. Judge, do you want me to sort through those dismissals? Because only 2 of them are in our.
Oh, I signed them all. What dismissal?
Don't the clerk see the white pages? In
Yes.
the county?
Yeah, I was gonna run them
I have
over.
them.
But in the county courts?
Oh,
Yes. So I'll run those over.
Otherwise,
you.
Lupe is gonna come after me in a minute.
Yeah, let's not do that. Okay, that's county court. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
I was signing so much.
I think
Everything else is,
And then the grand jury in the
Yes.
J ends. It should be-
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
To 8.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so everyone, we will be back. All right, everyone, we're gonna come back at. Let me stop.